All right, welcome to the weekend video. Let me see, is this recording? I think it is, yes. Welcome to the weekend video. This is Enda here from bullwaves.org. Been a couple of weeks and I'm back. I'm going to go through the markets from an Elliott wave perspective, from kind of a technical perspective, and I'll let you know what I think, what's happening right now. And if you like what I do, get over to bullwaves.org, check out the membership, or at least join the mailing list, and I will send you out interesting updates from time to time. Anyway, enough of that. Enough of the sales pitch. Bad sales pitch. I really should work on my sales pitch. But anyway, um, welcome back. This is another weekend video. It's another weekend. We're still here. We're still talking. Nuclear war hasn't started just yet. That's coming. Don't worry. Get right. Get tight with Christ, as they say, first before that happens. But anyway, I'll get into the markets here. We're going to go through the FX markets first, and then we'll get on to the other, ends of the market. Okay, we'll go start with Eurodollar. Usually start with Eurodollar. I've been watching this fourth wave happen for a while. I thought we were moving down into it a couple of weeks ago, but that didn't happen. We kind of got postponed. But we now have shades of action again that seem to be pointing to a final fifth wave coming our way. So we've moved sideways basically for a month. Or even more than that, a month coming up on a month and a half. We've just moved sideways basically. We've traced out a reasonable corrective pattern, and we should head down now again into wave 5. So here is wave 4. So 3 waves up in A, 3 down in B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up into wave C. And if I'm correct, then we are moving down now into wave 1 of 5. So next week, I'm looking for wave 1 and 2, complete lower high, and then accelerate lower into wave 5. So that's the overall plan, and we will see how that goes. Overall, actually, once we do finish, wave 5, we should get back below 104 probably again, maybe even a break below 103 to complete this, and then look higher again. Okay. Cable. Here is cable. Same, very similar pattern. We've completed a fourth wave. We come back down quite impulsively over the last couple of days, and we seem to be beginning wave 5 down now. So this is, 5 waves down in wave 1. Once we have 5 waves down complete, then we'll turn higher in wave 2, complete a bearish lower high, towards the end of the year, and then head down again. Here is the hourly count on cable. This is what I've been working with anyway. So we've got wave A up in three waves, wave B down in 3 waves, and I think it's a C wave in 3 waves also. So we've got a combination wave here, triple combination. We've got 3, excuse me, 3 separate waves of 3 waves each. So 9 waves overall to complete wave C. And we've turned down impulsively again. I'm looking for 5 waves down again towards middle of next week, maybe, to complete wave 1. And again, it would be nice if we got a break of that B wave low, so somewhere around 120.70, 120.68, kind of there. If we hit that low in 5 waves, then that pretty much confirms that we're going down in wave 5. Again, for probably the medium term, towards end of November, we should be complete wave 5, and then we'll look. That will complete wave 1, and then we'll look higher in wave 2. But overall, we're chugging along. We did get kind of, I got kind of sidewinded last week by that kind of impulsive or very sharp rally that came up, tagged or broke above the upper trend channel line. Got a throw over there, and then we're moved back down again. This week we've retraced all of that previous rally, the rally that invalidated the previous count. So we have retraced that now. So we should continue lower in wave 1 of 5. Dollar yen is the one that's causing me kind of trouble this week anyway. Here's the overall wave pattern in to complete wave 3 in red here. In the medium term, I'm looking for a decline down into wave 4. So that should be a pretty, it shouldn't be a short affair. It should be probably 3 months or so. 2 or 3 months to go down in wave 4. Um, Here is wave 5 of 3, and that's wave 4, so we came up in wave 5. You can see that real kind of languishing rally here, um, momentum death, as I like to call it. It seems that we have a 5-wave pattern overall in wave 5 in green, but wave 5 of 5, that's wave 5 blue here, it's either an expanding wedge or a contracting wedge. It depends. An ending diagonal or an expanding diagonal. It depends on how you want to actually view it internally here. If you take this view here of a contracting diagonal, you've got 3 waves up in one, maybe 3 waves extreme dash down in wave 2, probably 3 waves up in wave 3. That's the only way you could really um, describe that action here. Then maybe an expanded flat wave 4, or sorry, running flat wave 4, and then a rally in wave 5, what we've experienced over the last couple of days. We haven't broken to a new high yet, so that's the reason I haven't really altered the previous wave. Sorry, the main wave count, or it hasn't become the previous wave count yet. So this can still, I mean, we can still turn lower in wave C here of A to begin that long wave 4 down. Or, we might blip above 150, 170 again, confirm that we're still in wave 5 of 5. It's a toss of a coin at the moment. I'm just kind of waiting to see how this unfolds. The initial decline here was, an interesting, how would you say, it was worth kind of chasing the idea that we were turning lower for longer, but we've kind of drifted so close to this invalidation level now that it may well just happen today. It's kind of like one of those inevitabilities, but we'll see. I'm just going to wait for the action to actually tell me what's happening. It's been quite hard to follow this market, this pair, sorry, over the last month at least. Because it's just generally languished to the side. We've basically gone nowhere for well over a month now. So, kind of trying to pin down that pattern has been difficult enough. So we'll see. We'll see how it develops. Maybe we get clearer from here. That's probably what I'm. That's the overriding thought in my mind, really. Okay, let's move on. Here's the Dow. This week again, we're kind of toying with the idea that we have wave 2 complete. The excuse me. The main decline here may be an expanding wedge, or there's another, you could call this a leading diagonal as well. We've got 5 distinct waves down. They are all impulsive to the downside, but we've got an intense rally off that previous low there, so which seems to have come to a halt now. If this is a second wave, you would be expecting a corrective rally towards the previous fourth wave high. So we have hit that previous fourth wave high. We've broken above the 50% retracement level. We're kind of stuck in this nowhere zone, or we did throughout the week. We got stuck in that Fibonacci kind of target zone for a second wave between 50 and 62%. Just so happens wave 4 was in there too. So, we've got 3 signposts there telling us that that rally has gone far enough. And at this moment in time, we seem to have some sort of a reversal building off that high. So at the moment, let's go to the hourly count here. The high has come in at about 34,240. That might be different on the cash. This is a derivative chart, so obviously it's always going to be slightly different. But your cash chart should be in around there, 34,240 or so. Or 34,200. There's the previous fourth wave. That's 5 waves down into wave 5 of 1. And this is a possible 4 or 3-wave pattern up into wave 2. Now, overall, could this develop into a much larger second wave sideways kind of grind over the next month or so? Yes, it could. There's no I cannot tell whether that's going to happen or not. So I'm just going to play it by ear. The kind of precarious nature of things at the moment does force me to keep one eye to the downside, basically, and that's where I am usually. I think that's I quite comfortably sit in that area there with one foot firmly in the bearish camp. But for the moment, I'm going to see how this pattern develops today and towards the first half of next week. We may move impulsively lower if we trace out an impulsive decline and we go back below wave A there, 33 130 or so. Then we may be on the road for a that wave one decline. So the wheels are in motion here. I do think we've come far enough for a second wave to be done. Let's see if we get confirmation on that early next week. Okay, let's move on. Doodle-doo. Here's gold, 4-hour count. This is the bullish 1-1-2 pattern that I've been following. I don't think it's complete yet. Now, I'm going to put some labels on this. We should see a solid 3-wave decline here. I'm looking for a very a pretty deep retracement into wave two over the next week, 2 weeks maybe. If we've got wave A complete or close to complete, we could probably look at that 200 MA line somewhere down around 1910, 1920 for wave A to complete. If it's 5 waves down, which it could be, leading that way today. if it's only 3 waves down, then wave A is already done. So we're looking at this is a bullish pattern, but in the next week or so, I would like to see a further decline in wave C of 2. Let's get into the hourly count. I'll show you what I mean by that. I've marked 3 waves down last night. So ABC down to complete wave A. Maybe we're working on ABC up to complete wave B. And then that final decline, down towards 1900 or so, or even more. If we go to the 4-hour count, we could get back down towards 1850. We'll see how it goes. 3 waves up should complete about 1970, 1980, that sort of area. Fifth retracement comes in at 1976. So that would be a solid target for wave B, and then next week we'd look for wave C down. Now it depends on how today goes because we could make a new low, and that would give us 5 waves down in wave A. But for the moment, it's kind of up in the air. We will still be working on the same pattern. Like I really don't think this is I don't think it's tradable at the moment. To be quite honest, it's a corrective pattern. We'll head lower until we start seeing some base building going on, or a nice impulsive kind of higher low building off a base. For the moment, I think it's still ABC down in wave two. We should continue that way for the next week or so at least. We'll see how it goes. We'll track this B wave today. Maybe we turn higher in wave B today, or if wave A down is going to complete 5 waves down, then it's going to be early next week that we get, or sorry, towards the middle of next week before we get wave B underway. There's so many different, so many combinations that a corrective pattern can lean towards that. A kind of it just means you just got to remain vigilant and see how the pattern actually develops each day. And that's why I do this every day and every night. And that's why I upload the charts every night. So if you're interested, get onto the website, bullwebs.org, and sign up. Okay. For the moment, looking to the downside, looking for a second wave higher low to build. Okay. Crude oil, where did that rally go? Easy come, easy go, as they say. Where we are now, if you look at it, towards the longer term, back at 76 again. We were trading at 76 in February. Previously December last year, we've been basically flat for a solid, yeah, call it a solid year. November 18th, 2022. So we have traded sideways into today's lows for a whole year. kind of tells you something is going on underneath here. Something is brewing. It definitely ain't the demand there that people might think there would be. So, uh, crude oil in the longer term should be pretty much, if it wasn't so damn financialized, stop financializing things, people. Get the financial fingers out of things. Stop letting, you know what they say, the uninsurable interest. Stop letting that uninsurable interest um, have anything to do with the market. The only people that should be trading crude oil are producers and down the line buyers. You shouldn't allow financial houses to be trading these things. But anyway, I digress. Um, if it was, if the futures market was dominated by actual economic interests, crude oil, the crude oil price would basically just wander sideways like that for years and years and years, just go nowhere, up and down, a few dollars up, a few dollars down. You know, that's basically what would happen. Instead, we've got this huge, financial interest involved, and they don't give a rat's ass about who you are. They just want to, skim and leech money off you. That's all. They don't care about you heating your house or driving from east to west or anything, or fueling your ship, or fueling your plane or anything like that. They don't give a crap. They just want to pickpocket you, and that's what the financial interest does. They pickpocket us. So we should ban the financial interest from economic markets like this. Anyway, let's get back to the pattern. Okay, we're still humans and we still operate in patterns. So I'm looking at 5 waves down. This um, very well could be. I think maybe it's the last time we spoke. Was it? It could be 2 weeks ago. Last time we spoke, we were kind of languishing around that second wave lower high. We were looking for that decline into a wave 3, and here we are. We've after falling another. What did we come in at? 89 at the wave 2 high, and now we're at 76. So 1,300 points there. That's a big decline. That's a third wave down if I ever saw one. And within wave 3 of wave 3, we've had a large acceleration. So, and within wave 3 pink of wave 3 blue, we've had the largest acceleration lower. So this week has been very interesting in terms of the ground made within this pattern. So we're very firmly lodged in this third of a third wave pattern now. I am looking for a kind of a retracement rally in wave 4 at the moment. It seems to be the way it's going. It will obviously reveal itself over time how this actual pattern develops. A minimum, I would see, this 3 wave pattern up in wave 4. Wave A of 4 should break $77. So we should be looking for 3 waves up, break at $78, let's say, to complete wave 4. I wouldn't like to see the market go above, $80 here. That seems to be, that's where these wave 1 lows are building. So a fourth wave should not break into that wave 1 low. So we'll see how the day goes today. The early trading is higher. We'll see how you guys in the States wake up, if you're bullish or not. See how you spend your money once JP Morgan starts trading later on. Okay, for the short term, let's say, let's go looking for a fourth wave. Again, lower high to develop in the next, maybe towards the end of today, or on Monday, maybe we'll finish wave 4, then turn down again into wave 5 of 3. Okay, let's move on. The S&P. It's a 4-hour count in the S&P. I have shown that kind of larger second wave pattern here that could be developing. It's a big could be. It's a maybe, and we'll see how it goes. We've moved with a tentative kind of impulsive move lower yesterday, and just like the Dow, we've had 5 waves down in wave 1. It could be a leading diagonal. Excuse me. The rapid nature of the rally off the previous lows kind of brought us towards any, let's say, the expected wave 2 target the target area you would be expecting wave 2 to reach. That's where we're sitting right now. And we got there so quickly that wave 2, may well be done. I don't know. Um, that's kind of where my mind is sitting at the moment. Even though the pattern may not be as clear cut. It's not a corrective looking pattern here, but that doesn't mean it can't be one. Uh, so I'm kind of taking the view that we've already hit the targets. Let's see if we turn impulsively lower to begin wave 3 down, um, and let's see if that happens next week. So I would be looking for wave 1 of 3 to come in next week and register a pretty sizable decline again, to retrace most of that rally that we've had over the last couple of weeks. And that's kind of where I sit at the moment. Let's see how the market develops today. We're kind of flat on the early trading. Let's see if we turn lower and we get some sort of an impulsive move down in wave 1 done. And if we do, awesome. We'll work with that next week. Okay, silver. Okay, we're looking at this kind of 1-2 pattern in silver also, just like we're looking in gold. We've had an impulsive looking rally. Previously, I was looking for a 5-wave decline in wave C of 2. Was looking for it to go a little bit lower, but we didn't get there. We got this impulsive looking rally first. So now we're working on the idea that we've gotten wave 1 done, and we're turning down, and we're building a bullish higher low in wave 2. That seems to be what we're kind of leaning towards this week as well. I've changed the internal pattern here a little bit. It's not a whole lot. It doesn't really change much in terms of what we might expect for the next week or so. But it looks like we've got a failed 5th wave in wave 1. We've got 3 down in wave A. We've got 3 up in wave B. And now we seem to be moving impulsively lower in wave C again. You would expect, somewhere down around that 62% fib level again, maybe 2150, 2170, that kind of area for wave C to complete. If we get that, I actually think the lower we go, the better here. You know, maybe the 78% retracement might be even more fitting. So somewhere down around the low 21s would be fantastic. Complete wave 2. And at that point, I would look higher again into wave 3. And that would be a longer term rally in wave 3. And interesting. I'll take a look at Bitcoin actually, because 4-hour count in Bitcoin, again, that's another market that kind of sidewinded me a few weeks ago. A very large explosion higher in a 3rd wave. And, I think that probably could involve some big whale moves there that wanted some headlines again. These guys do. They manipulate this market. It's their religion. These guys that are so how would you say, invested in it. It's not Sam. Is it Bankman? Fraud. It's not him anymore. But there are people out there that do have a vested interest in this market going up forever, and they do trade it, and they do manipulate it, and that to me looks like a manipulated trade. Basically went sideways off that. We did spike higher this week. I was actually looking at a possible triangle in the charts over the last couple of weeks. We got a spike higher and then a reversal. So we'll see whether this spike higher and reversal actually finishes a 5th wave. So you can see that sideways kind of triangle there. So we've got wave A down, wave B up, wave C, wave D, wave E. Let's see if we get, we got some beautiful little tags of that rising trend line there. So that could be a 4th wave there. Nice 5-wave move higher in wave 5, and then an immediate spike lower. So we'll see if this is an impulsive move to the downsides. That would be 1 and 2, and then when it accelerate lower again. And once you start breaking below, let's say this consolidation area here, this neckline here, or let's call it the left shoulder here, the head, right shoulder, and break. Once it breaks, it should break, and we should retrace that whatever gap that happened in there, whatever big move that happened, or that big trade that happened in there. We should retrace all of that if this is actually the head, and we are turning lower for longer again. I think that is it. Quite honest, I wanted to speak a little bit about what's going on in the world. Um, is it political? No. I wanted to speak a little bit about what's going on in the world in terms of spiritual realm, and that spiritual realm and that spiritual war waking up. And when you see a war, an attack, a gruesome, beheading of people, God knows what else that happened in Israel, and that kind of blind hatred towards people, you know it's spiritual in nature. As Paul says, we wrestle not with flesh and blood, we wrestle with principalities and powers and rulers of this age. So that's in the heavens above. That's fallen angels. That's, you know, evil principalities that are moving. And just so happens that, the prophet Daniel spoke to us about what would happen in the end days. He spoke to us about the beasts that would be rising, these principalities that are manipulating political maneuvers on the planet. And he spoke to us about a series of beasts that would arise that would lead to what we call the Antichrist kingdom. And those beasts are well on the way. And Daniel had a dream of four beasts. And he said that the four great beasts rose up out of the sea. The sea is the nations. The sea has always been the nations in biblical prophecy, in the biblical parlance, the prophetic narrative. The Great Sea is all the nations, not Israel, but the nations. And the first was like a lion. It had these four beasts that rise up. The first was like a lion, and it had wings of an eagle. And its wings were torn off. It was lifted from the ground and stood on 2 feet like a human. So this first beast, I'm going to call Iran. This is Persia. If you look at Daniel 6 and Daniel 5, Daniel himself was thrown into a lion's den by the king of Media and Persia. So that lion is a symbol of Persia here. It's also a symbol of Satan, the adversary. Um, so it is satanic, let's say, kingdom. And we know that Persia or Iran is a satanic kingdom. And it does have wings of power. So these wings here, they stretch out from the body. So the body of Iran, it has wings of power that stretch out from it. They go all the way down to Yemen, the Houthis, and they go to Lebanon, where it has kind of funded, what do you call it, Hezbollah, and they go into Iraq, and they go into Gaza, and they go into Judea and Samaria, the West Bank they call it. These wings of evil power, they reach in there, and one of those wings is being plucked off right now. That wing of Hamas is being plucked off right now. But it had two wings, and the two wings were plucked off or torn off. So I think this war ain't going to end with Hamas being destroyed. I actually think another wing is going to be destroyed, and I think it's going to be Hezbollah too. So watch out for that other wing to be plucked off. And there was a second beast. It looked like a bear. Who's the bear? Ask yourself, who is the bear? Who has always been the bear? Who has always self-identified as the bear? Russia. That's the bear. And it was raised up on one side and it had 3 ribs in its mouth. And then it was told, get up and eat your fill of flesh. Where is the bear raised up right now? Is it on 10 sides or 3 sides or north, south, east, and west? No. It's raised up on one of its sides. right now it's raised up on its western side, and it is, pounding its western neighbor, Ukraine. And it has ribs in its mouth already. It has three, it has almost, it has three full oblasts in its mouth, and it has pieces of two more. So it has got three ribs in its mouth already. And then it was told, get up and eat your fill of flesh. So I actually think that's a nuclear strike. So that's what's coming from the bear. They're going to get up and eat their fill of flesh. They're going to be even worse than they are right now. And then here's where it gets very interesting. Another beast. It was like a leopard. The leopard is the kingdom of Javan, modern day Turkey, Asia Minor, basically. The kingdom of Javan was Alexander's kingdom. Alexander the Great was the leopard who moved swiftly across the whole of, how much of the world did he conquer? Like a fifth of the world or something he conquered, and he moved so quickly. That was the leopard kingdom, and it was centered in Constantinople, modern day Istanbul. So this leopard, on its back, it had four wings, like those of a bird, and the beast had four heads, and it was given authority to rule. So this leopard kingdom is coming. It's going to be led by four people. It's not going to be Erdogan. I think he's going to die. I think his kingdom will split up. He's going to do something big first. Then he's going to pop his clogs. And then four wings are going to come from him. Four reaches of power. Four heads. And then that will be given authority to rule for a short time. But out of that Turkish area will come the final beast, terrifying, frightening, and powerful, with large iron teeth, who crushed its victims, trampled them underfoot. It was different from the former beasts. It had 10 horns, 10 seats of power, 10 horns. And then came the little horn. The little horn is the Antichrist. So you can see all these beasts are leading up to the little horn, the Antichrist, the one who is going to make himself God. This is the one who takes his power from the devil himself. So Satan himself indwells this little horn and goes to conquer. Then we read about this little horn, this beast kingdom, final beast kingdom, in Revelation 13. And he saw a beast which resembled a leopard. It had feet of a bear, feet like those of a bear, and a mouth like a lion. And the dragon gave the beast his power and his throne and his great authority. So the dragon is Satan. Satan gives his power to this final beast, this Antichrist. Satan's going to be caught in a war in heaven, and he's going to transfer his power down to this leader from the Turkish area. And this leader is going to trample left, right, and center across the known world and lead a caliphate of sorts to destroy and to trample underfoot, it said, as the prophet Daniel said. So this dragon, this beast, he was like a leopard, and he had feet like those of a bear. So again, we're looking at the leopard and the bear again from Daniel. So he was like a leopard. It wasn't exactly. He resembled a leopard. So it's not exactly that Turkish kingdom or that Turkish kind of caliphate. He had feet of a bear also, and the mouth of a lion. But we know what the mouth of the lion is. The mouth of the lion is the speech of the dragon. And Apostle Peter tells us Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. Well, that someone to devour will be, in full, it will be this beast. Because the dragon gave him his power and his throne and great authority. So we know that he has the mouth of a lion, the mouth of that of Satan. And he has the feet of a bear, the feet like those of a bear. Well, we know what the bear is, but where are the feet of a bear? If the bear is Russia, where's the feet of the bear? Let me show you where the feet of the bear are. Yeah, can you see this? I hope you can. I hope you're finding this interesting. Here's southern Russia, and here is what we call the Caucasus. And down here in the Caucasus Mountains, stretching across, let's say, the farthest, lowest area of Russia would be a place called Chechnya. And Chechnya just so happens to be a Muslim province, a mini caliphate of sorts, dominated by one particular leader. I think that's the feet of the bear. I think he is, or someone from up around here is the little horn. The feet of the bear is an Islamic area. Turkey is an Islamic area. We know that the seat of Satan, as Jesus tells us, the seat of Satan is in Pergamum, which is in Turkey. He says, I know where you dwell, where Satan's throne is, which is in Pergamum in Turkey. So if we go back there, we know that Satan's throne is in Turkey. We know that the feet of the bear and the body of the leopard and the mouth of the lion is Satan's mouth given to this leader. So we know that there's something big going to come out of Turkey. And we know that it's going to wreak havoc across the Middle East. And we know also from Ezekiel that this leader, Gog, from the land of Magog. Magog is kind of like the Caucasus area up into the lower seats of Russia. The chief prince of Meshech and Tubal is Gog. Chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. Meshech and Tubal just so happens to be around the lower areas of the Black Sea here. So we have like Meshech here and Tubal towards the mountains there. So this chief prince of this area is the Antichrist. He's also known as the Assyrian. The Assyrian emperor went up here as well. And we know that this guy is going to come and he's going to wreak havoc in the world. I just want to let you know that it's coming. Before all that happens, there should be another huge event, and I won't be here any longer. But you've watched this now, so you know that this is coming. And when when this actually happens, then you know that person who comes from that northern Turkish area, who is, he's probably going to speak peace first towards the Jews and the Israel itself. He's going to speak peace, and then he's going to break that peace. So just watch out. That person is coming, and when he does, it's time to turn to Christ, and that's what I always end with. You want to make sure of your eternity. The Lord God has already spoken it through his prophets, through his Messiah. The Lord God came down, lived a life just like us, and lived the perfect life and died as the perfect sacrifice for our sins. And if you believe that he died on the cross for you, Yeshua, and he rose on the third day, you will be saved. And you won't have to worry about any of this crap that I just told you. So that's the good news of salvation. And Jesus says that Paul says that we are not appointed to wrath. So this wrath that's going to come from God, this time of great stress upon the nations is coming, and you want to avoid that, or you want to make sure of your eternity. Turn to Christ now. And that's that. And until tonight, for if there's anybody still here, if you're still here, you were meant to hear all that. But if you haven't accepted Christ yet, it's time for you to do that. Until tonight's update, or next week, back on the old YouTube. If I'm still here, I'll do it. Good night. God bless. We'll see you then.